Hello everyone, hope you all are fine. We have completed Unit 1 and today we shall begin Unit 2. The title of Unit 2 is Heights of Harmony. Harmony, Aikyamana, and Unit 2 begins with a quote by Julia F. Carney. Little deeds of kindness, little words of love make our earth an Eden like the heaven above. This unit emphasizes on the importance of maintaining human relations. In this unit, we have 3 chapters. The first chapter is a poem titled Mending Wall by Robert Frost. The second chapter is a story, Amigo Brothers by Piri Thomas. And the third chapter is a one-act play titled The Hour of Truth by Percival Wilde. Let's begin the first chapter of Unit 2, that is the poem Mending Wall written by Robert Frost. Before we begin the poem, let's discuss a few details about the poet. As you can see, this is the picture of Robert Frost. Robert Frost was a famous American poet. He was born in 1874 and died in the year 1963. His poems begin in delight and end in wisdom. Robert Frost is the only poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. The first one was in 1924 for his book New Hampshire, and the second one in 1931 for collected poems, and the third one in 1937 for Further Range, and the fourth one in 1943 for A Witness Tree. So now let's begin the poem Mending Wall. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends a frozen ground swell under it, and spills the upper boulders in the sun and makes gaps even 2 can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair where they would have left not one stone on a stone, but they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs. The gaps I mean, no one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring mending time we find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go. To each the boulders that have fallen to each, and some are loaves and some so nearly balls. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game one on a side. It comes to little more. There, where it is we do not need the wall. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the corns under his pines. I tell him. He only says good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I built a wall, I would ask to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offense. Something there is that doesn't love a wall that won't sit down. I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly, and I would rather he said it for himself. I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage, armed. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of woods only, and the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well, he says again, good fences make good neighbors. Let's begin the poem Mending Wall. See, in the poem there are 2 characters. The one character is the poet himself, and the second character is his neighbor. If you look at the picture, you can see 2 characters. One is the poet and the other one is his neighbor. And both of them are busy repairing the wall. And this wall actually separates the poet's estate from his neighbor's estate. So here there is a wall and both of them are busy building the wall. It's not actually building, they are actually repairing it. See the title, Mending Wall. The word mending means repairing. So mending wall means repairing the wall. Remember one thing, ഇവിടെ wall എന്നുള്ള വാക്കുകൊണ്ട് ഭിത്തിയല്ല ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്, മറിച്ച് fence ആണ്, മതിൽ. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends a frozen ground swell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. See, there are some unfamiliar words here. The first one is abreast. Abreast means side by side. Boulders, large rocks. വലിയ പാറക്കഷ്ണങ്ങളാണ്. Frozen, മരവിച്ച. Swell, വീർക്കുക. Something there is that doesn't love a wall. The poet says that there is something in this nature that does not love a wall. Sometimes it can be the nature itself, or sometimes it can be something in nature. പ്രകൃതിയിലുള്ള എന്തോ ഒന്നിന് മനുഷ്യൻ ഭൂമിയിൽ പണിയുന്ന മതിലുകളോട് താല്പര്യമില്ല. So something in nature does not love a wall created by man on earth. That sends a frozen ground swell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun. And what does this something in nature do? See, the something in nature does not love a wall created by human beings. And this something in nature that causes the cold ground under the wall to swell, and as a result of this swelling there will be cracks in the wall. See, if you look at the picture, this is the wall created by the poet and his neighbor, and the ground under the wall may be cold, and something in nature causes the cold ground under the wall to swell, and as a result of this swelling there will be cracks on the wall. Cracks, വിള്ളലുകളാണ്. These cracks make the stones fall down to either side, and especially this cracking and falling down of stones occur in a sunny day. So there is something in this nature that does not love a wall, and this something in nature causes the cold ground under the wall to swell, and the swelling will result in the cracking of the wall, and as a result of this the wall will fall down. That means the stones may fall down to either side of the wall and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. See, when the stones fall down to either side there will be gap in between, and the gaps will be very large so that two people can easily go side by side. രണ്ടാളുകൾക്ക് പോകാൻ തരത്തിലുള്ള വലിയ ഗ്യാപ്സ് ആണ് ഈ കല്ലുകൾ വീഴുന്നത് വഴി ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത്. So something in nature does not love a wall created by human beings, and is something. The work of hunters is another thing. See, it is not only something in nature that destroys the wall, it is also the hunters who destroy the wall. Hunters, vetakar. So the hunters also destroy the walls created by human beings. I have come after them and made repair where they would have left not one stone on a stone. See, the hunters cause damage to the wall, and they don't make repairs to those damages. Even the poet says that I have come after them and made repair. So the poet has come after the hunters, and even he has repaired the damaged wall. And the hunters are damaging the wall, and they are not repairing the wall, or they are not making repairs to those damages, where they would have left not one stone on a stone. See, the hunters have damaged the walls, and they don't even make repair to those damages. So the poet has come after the hunters, and he has even made repair to the damages made by the hunters. But they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs. Say, why are the hunters damaging the walls? Because they wanted to make the rabbit come out of their hiding. See, in the walls, there can be small holes. And in the small holes, the rabbit will be hiding. And when the hunters damage the wall, the rabbits will come out of the holes. They will come out of their hiding place. And they will give, that means the hunters will give the rabbit to their yelping dogs. Yelping, barking, kurekkunna. See, they means the hunters. The hunters gave the rabbit to the dogs of the hunters because they wanted to please their dogs. Please means they wanted to make their dogs happy. So they gave these rabbits to their barking dogs as food. And when these dogs get the rabbits, the dogs become very happy. So that is why the hunters are damaging the walls. The gaps I made, no one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring venting time we find them here. There. The poet says that no one has seen anyone making the gaps in the walls, and also no one has heard about anyone making the gaps. But at spring mending time we find them there. But during the springtime we can find gaps in the walls. So for the poet, the spring season is actually the mending time. The spring season is considered to be a pleasant season, a season having pleasant feelings. But for the poet, during the spring season, there will be gaps in between the walls, and for the poet, the spring season is his mending time. So during the spring season, there will be gaps in between the walls, and during the spring season, the poet has to repair the damages in the wall, or the poet has to fill the gaps formed in the walls. So the poet says that there is something in this nature that does not love a wall, and this something causes the cold ground under the wall to swell, and it results in the cracking of the wall, and as a result the stones will fall down and there will be gaps. And he also mentions about the hunters. The hunters are destroying the wall so that they can make the rabbit come out of their hiding place, and these rabbits become the food for their dogs. And then the poet says that I have never seen anyone making gaps in the wall, and even I have heard nothing about anyone making any gaps. These gaps are actually formed by someone or something which is unseen or unheard. Hunters ആണെന്ന് പറയുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലും പിന്നീട് കവി തന്നെ പറയുന്നു he has never seen them making the gaps. Everything is the he has mentioned is his own assumption. See, according to the poet, the gaps in the wall was made by something that is unseen and unheard. But I let my neighbor know beyond the hill. See, now the poet finally mentions about his neighbor. See, he has got a neighbor. The neighbor is living beyond the hill, beyond Appuramana. And on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. The poet informs his neighbor about the gaps. And on a day we meet to walk the line, and both of them will fix a particular day for repairing the wall. And on that particular day we meet to walk the line. That means on that particular day they will walk from one end of the wall to the other end of the wall and set the wall between us once again. See, on that particular day, on that fixed day, both of them meet each other and they will start walking from one end of the wall to the other end of the wall. And when they walk from one end to the other end, they will pick up the stones on the ground and they will try to put the stones in its original position. We keep the wall between us as we go. The poet says that they keep the wall in between when they do the mending job. So on a fixed day, both of them meet and they would walk from one end of the wall to the other end of the wall, and as they walk, they would pick the stones on the ground and they will put the stones to its original position, and thereby they would repair the wall. To each the boulders they have fallen to each. So they would pick up the stones on either side of the wall. The poet and his neighbor would pick up the stones which have fallen to either side. If you look at the picture, you can see this is the wall and the stones have fallen to either side of the wall, and these two neighbors, they would pick the stones which have fallen to either side and they will put the stones into its original position, and thereby they will fill the gap and they will repair the wall. And some are loaves, some so nearly balls. See, the stones are having different shapes. Some stones are having the shape of a loaf and some stones are having the shape of a ball. That means, see, loaf refers to the shape of a bread. മലയാളത്തിൽ ദീർഘചതുരമായ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയാം. Some stones look like loaves of bread and some stones, they are round as balls. So the stones are not having a particular shape. All the stones are having different shapes. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Spell means magic. Since the stones are having different shapes, it was difficult for the poet and the neighbor to put the stone into its original position. So, according to the poet, if they want to make the stones stand on one another, they have to use a magic. Since the stones are having different shapes, it was difficult for the poet and the neighbor to make them balance. And what is the magic? Stay where you are until our backs are turned. So the two neighbors tell the stones to stay until they turn their back. See, both of them want to confirm that the wall stands intact, at least in their presence. So they wanted to make the wall stand still until they move from that place. That back. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. See, the fingers of the poet and the neighbors have become rough because they have been handling the stones. These stones are having different shapes. They have to take the stones and put it in the original position and they have to fill the gap. Since they are handling with these stones for a long time, their fingers have become rough. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game, one on a side. So now this repairing of wall has become an outdoor game for the poet. See, according to the poet, This repairing of wall is like an outdoor game. The poet is standing on one side and the neighbor is standing on the other side, and they consider the repairing of wall as an outdoor game. It comes to little more. See now, for the poet, this repairing of wall has got no deeper meaning. He only considers it as an outdoor game. He has got no deeper meaning for repairing the wall. There where it is, we do not need the wall. Here we can see that there is a difference in their opinions. Now the poet says that he does not need a wall. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. See, according to the poet, the neighbor is having pine trees in his property, and the poet is having apple trees in his property. And the poet says, my apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. And the poet says that his apple trees will never cross the boundary and will eat the cones under his pine trees. He only says good fences make good neighbors. The poet argues that there is no need of a wall because the poet is having apple trees in his estate and the neighbor is having pine trees in his estate. And the apple trees will never cross the boundary and it will never eat the cones of the pine trees. But the neighbor is not ready to listen to the words of the poet. He only says good fences make good neighbors. See, now we can see there is a difference in their opinions. We shall stop here and we shall learn the rest of the poem in the next class. Go through the poem, understand it well. Thank you.